Huge response on the soapbox following our interview with Harry Dent this time yesterday. The US economic forecaster believes the world is about to go through a second economic tsunami, taking with it Australian property values. He predicts our property prices will halve.
This is a bubble, and everywhere I go, the United States didn't learn from the Japanese bubble that happened earlier, and then now the Australians think, and Canadians, oh, their real estate can't go down. It is a bubble, 9.5 times income, the average house price. That is over twice what it should be.
Okay, so what will they fall, do you think?
I think 50% or so. I mean, this is something you have to get out of the way of. If you're a young couple, do not buy a house if you're getting married for another 3 years. If you're older, do not buy a vacation home or retirement home now, wait. And if you're older and your kids are leaving the nest and you say, gosh, I want to downsize down the road, downsize now to reduce your exposure to real estate. Because we've seen this happen in Miami and California, the States. People don't think it can happen. When it does, it's brutal because it's hard to sell real estate when it starts falling. You have to do it now.
Pretty dire and scary predictions, aren't they? Well, some of Australia's best finance experts were part of a special Sunrise online forum yesterday at lunchtime where you got to ask the questions, and one of the most pressing was what they thought of Harry Dent's forecast. Here's what Craig James from CommSec had to say.
Well, it may be correct in terms of the United States, it may be correct in terms of some of the other economies, but they're forgetting the fact that Australia's got population growth. We've got population which is rising. We're also forgetting the fact that we haven't got huge tracts of land which are empty, huge apartment blocks or homes which are empty as well. So we haven't got a housing oversupply problem. It's always about demand and supply.
Home loan expert Mark Bouris from Yellow Brick Road also didn't believe property prices would fall back to 1990s numbers.
Over the next 6 to 12 months, probably a good time to buy. If he's right, it's a good time to buy. And if interest rates do, as the markets predict, start to come off, affordability is at the end of the day that keeps house prices where they should be. If what's probably making house prices a little bit tough at the moment is that it's an expensive interest rate environment. But as soon as those interest rates start coming off, house affordability comes back, it's a good time to buy, and house prices then will maintain the stable structure.
Now, Harry Dent believes the property plunge will be caused by another GFC sparked by Europe, and because baby boomers will stop spending and start saving. Now, consumer advocate Ingrid Used from Choice says this kind of dire warning is having an impact on other areas of our economy.
This kind of conversation, this sort of talk is what householders, homeowners, mums and dads are listening to, and that's why they're saving. They're not spending in a discretionary sense like we've seen before, and hence retailers are coming out and saying, well, no one's shopping like they were before. They're putting their money into other ways, and it's because of this kind of conversation that we're having right now.
And Fairfax Media's Business Day contributing editor Michael Pascoe didn't buy into Dent's forecast either.
He's out here selling a book. He's not going to sell a book if he comes along and says, oh, look, Australia's actually doing really well. He's going to sell a book if he comes out and says, you're all going to die, quick, buy my book. And that's what he's doing. You know, Steve Keen at the start of the GFC was saying Australian housing was going to fall by 40%, and he was wrong. During the last recession we had 20 long years ago, when we did have double-digit unemployment, when we had massive interest rates going into it, Australian housing, the average housing, held its value.
So there you go. Put your mind at rest. Look, that forum, if you want to catch up on it, just go to the Sunrise website. You can download it. Went for about 45 minutes, covered a whole range of topics from property to the economy and to shares.